Fridays around here when the weather is good is usually garage sale day, but on this particular Friday, I headed up to the Goodwill bins and I'm taking you along for the ride like I always do. I met up with an old friend there and we sort of split the house up between hard goods and clothing. And I have to tell you, this specific trip, I found three. All right, every now and then I will do this sort of as an experiment. And when we're talking about footwear, to me, they're so low maintenance and I'm at the bins, right? So I'm paying $1.99 a pound here. And I got a pair of shoes that I've never seen before. Olaberte. These look like combat boots, but you can see the insoles look amazing. The exterior here, looks like we have a little bit of salt wear. I think that's what that is. I'm not exactly sure. But the soles look great. The insoles are very, very clean. And the comparables, even though they're kind of all over the place, some of them look really high for the combat boots here. So I'm going to take these home. I'm not going to throw them in the wash, but I'm going to give them a wipe down here. And the result, as you can see on the screen, was pretty good. It just a simple like once over with a cloth rag. So those came out good, and I have them listed for $50 as you saw there. It's a brand I've never sold before, but that's one of the things where I'm willing to experiment on it here because it's low cost and it's low maintenance. So I'm hopeful that they sell for $50. They look pretty good, and I'm going to move on to my next pair of shoes. Same thing here, and for those of you that don't know how I clean shoes, my approach is very hands off. I throw them in the wash. I'm going to wipe the midsoles down. It hopefully only takes me 10 seconds, and then boom, you get a result like this. So these are Nike Free Run Motion Flyknit shoes. I like them. They're not going to be worth millions of dollars. I have mine listed for $23. I think that's probably the area that they're going to sell in the easiest and the quickest. So I've got those listed, but real hands-off approach with shoes. Again, they're super easy for me to photograph and list in store. And so we've got an experiment here with the Olabertes and the Flyknit style, even though it's like sort of ankle high rather than like normal lows. I'm grabbing that pair of shoes as well, and we're going to dig here to see if we can find anything else. So a couple of good finds here. I'm going to move over to hard goods. I don't do a ton of hard goods, but this one was sort of a no-brainer based on the current listings, of which there are only like 5 or 6, and then 20 to 30 solds. It was an Endurashine glass cleaner. I have that listed for $23. I am the most aggressively priced for that, so I expect that to sell pretty quickly here. And we're going to jump on in to the rest of the hard goods in this bin here. I'm always looking for cross stitch. I looked this one up. Not a ton of value here, but we got cross stitch, we have fishing, a lot of things kind of adding up there, but I passed on that. I'm definitely going to grab this Don Post mask. If you're unfamiliar with Don Post, a lot of their masks, and you can see the stamp on the outside there, can go for a ton of money. This is like a Motorhead biker helmet type of mask, and the hair on both the back and the beard is in really good condition. So I'm grabbing it. In fact, you guys aren't familiar with Courtney from Bolo Buddies. She's an old friend. We are actually here together. We will coordinate trips to the bins every now and then. Her focus usually is primarily hard goods, and then mine is clothing. Hi, Courtney. But we kind of flip-flopped today. She did some clothing, and again, I'm over here at the hard goods, kind of chipping away at it. She's got this little figure here, which I think is amazing. She came away with just a ton of stuff. So I'm going to send you over to her channel when we're done here, and I encourage you to subscribe to her. She puts out just a lot of content. Just like me, tries to be as accurate as possible, as consistent as possible, and she's good people behind the scenes. So I'm fortunate to know her. So she had that in her hand, that Don Post mask, and put it down, and I was like, "Yep, I'm taking that." So I have that listed for $30, and I expect it to sell probably before Halloween. Just I've seen some comparables selling, and Halloween is one of those holidays that sells year round, but I don't expect to have to wait till the October season to sell that mask. So I'm going back over to clothing, and I made the right decision because I found this amazing Patagonia piece. This is a Patagonia snap tee pullover. It's navy blue. It's a men's size large. Unbelievable. And it's, again, we got more Patagonia coming, so stay tuned. I have mine listed for $100. The only competing listing that I have on this one on eBay is listed for $75, and I think I've outpictured them, if you will. I think my listing is just better from a picture standpoint. Theirs is listed at $75. I have mine listed for $100. The reason I have mine listed so high, though, is because you can't get that color scheme or that style on Patagonia's website anymore. They are completely sold out, save like an extra, extra small. And so all of the sizes of that style, that color are sold out. The Patagonia, different than the Don Post mask. I don't expect that to sell through the summer based on how I have it priced, because I have it priced so high, but I am happy to wait. So amazing score there on the Patagonia. And I thought I had another huge home run here with this North Face puffer jacket, full length. I think this is a women's. I mean, it just looks amazing. Unfortunately, you can see they really had that patched together. There is a huge hole at the bottom of it. I was super disappointed because I found it like right underneath the Patagonia jacket, but I can't deal with this one. That's just way too much damage. Now, if it had been in good condition, I mean, I feel like that's probably $100 to $150 pre-owned, because it was basically clean on the inside. So struck out on that one, but that's fine. I'll take the Patagonia snap tee pullover and run with that. $100 on that. And again, I think it's going to be fall season when that sells, just based on how I have it priced. But every time I make an assumption like that, it's wrong. It'll sell in the summer. So who knows, but that's what I expect it to sell based on how I have it priced. So what else do we have here? A pair of shorts that you can barely read the brand on. All right. We're going to move on here. Next thing I'm going to take is this New England Patriots hat. Now that's Pat the Patriot. This is a 47 brand hat. I like that vintage style logo on this hat. I have it priced at $20. I think that's absolutely fair for that hat. So I'm going to take that one, and then I'm also definitely grabbing Patagonia piece number 2. This is I think this is a boy's hat. We'll see at the tag here in a second. Boys youth bucket hat, navy blue, like light navy blue color. Yeah, boys. Okay, so it's a boys medium. I have mine listed for $30. I expect it to sell for around $25. It might sell for full price, but I expect it to sell closer maybe to $25. Patagonia, like youth bucket hats, they don't get as high a price as some of their other items do. So it remains to be seen if I can get full price at $30 for that. I tend to price on the higher side with the majority of my items, or at least half of my items, and I've done that for years now, and it seems to really work well for me. So I have that priced very high. Again, $25 is where I think it's probably going to land here. And then this is a hat rotation that we're doing a second pass on here. So I don't recall if there was anything else that I see, but I always tell my viewers, if you see something here that you think has some value, don't be afraid to call it out. Sometimes when I'm recording on my iPhone here, it's hard to tell the exact condition of an item. So what might look like is in good condition, live in the store, it was bad. So that's kind of how that works. All right, we are good here for the hats. I'm going to move back over to clothes here. This is a Travis Matthew, just your standard polo shirt, but it's got, I think, some Trump National from Los Angeles embroidery on the side here. Trump National Los Angeles, yeah. And when I looked at the comparables here, and again, we don't get political on this channel. I don't care who loves who or who hates who. This is about making money, and I think I can get probably $25 to $30 on that shirt based on comparables, so we're going to pick that up here. I love this Orvis cardigan. Like, I think it's vintage, but it's got a hole. I'm going to have to pass on it. I really did want to pick that up, even if it was out of season, because I think the comparables were decent enough. But yeah, we're going to leave that behind. We're not going to do damage, and let's just see if we can find anything else here. Are you folks having success at garage sales this season? The season has started off here a little bit slow in that some of the weather's been kind of bad on the weekends. We've had a couple of very rainy Fridays. This was recorded on a Friday where there was, I think, maybe a community sale or a church sale that I completely passed on because it seems like the prices are getting kind of out of control at some of the church sales here locally. But are you having success at garage sales so far this season? I haven't really jumped out to many of them. I did go to one community sale and I had some moderate success. I actually have some of the camera work on my GoPro. I might put a video together for you folks in that regard. But is everybody succeeding so far? Are we finding anything here? I'm doing okay going to the bins here. This is one I left behind. I like flame resistant clothing. This one has some embroidery on it that usually is not really much of a factor, but condition wise I didn't know what to do with it because it looked like it's in poor condition. But can you sell this flame resistant material in a condition like that? If it was Carhartt, and not necessarily in that condition, but if it was the brand Carhartt and it was flame resistant, that's almost a guaranteed sale. So I certainly would have picked that up. Carhartt is smoking hot right now as a brand that you want to be on the lookout for. But that one right there, Bulwark, whatever that was called, I left that behind just because I'm not 100% comfortable with all things flame resistant, and the condition to me didn't look like it was that great. So I left that one behind. This chap's dress was kind of nice. Actually, I have a chaps item here that you're going to see towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. I thought that was a nice piece. It's a very light piece, but I don't pick up chaps that often, so it was kind of fun to find what I did find there. So how are we doing at the estate sales? How are we doing at the garage sales? Please let me know if you're having any success here. Now, you've heard me say keep diesel jeans on your radar, especially when we're talking about men's jeans. Here's a pair of Vikers. They were size 34, 32. These sold very fast for me. I listed them for $40 and then I sent out offers. I sold them for $34 and they sold quick. The comparables on the Viker style for diesel, excellent. So keep your eye out. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Diesel jeans looks like one of the items and brands, especially if we're talking about men's jeans, that you want to keep on your radar. It looks like they're selling a little bit more quickly than at least I expected them to as far as jeans goes, because that category in and of itself as a whole can kind of sell a little bit slower. But diesel men's jeans, can't really speak to the women's so much, but if you see it, grab it, run your comparables. You might be pleasantly surprised. That was a great find, especially with how fast they sold, because let's face it, I don't even know if I'm going to spend $34 for this entire trip, so that just paid for everything that I end up sourcing here today. So great find there. I did find another pair of diesel jeans. It was either here or in a store. I don't remember exactly, but I have those listed and I expect those to sell pretty quickly too. They had a little spot on it. Was it in store when I sourced that? They had a little spot on the thigh area, but I don't think that that's going to matter. Got those listed, and we will keep digging to the bottom of the blue bins, see if there's anything else hiding. And no. Now I grabbed this, and then this is when one of the rotations came out. So it is an LL Bean. This is another one of those like snap tee pullovers. Now this isn't Patagonia style, although I think quality very similar. It's a men's small, so it's a little bit on the smaller side, and it's either gray or green. I think it's more gray than it is green. It's hard to tell on my phone here. But I'm going to list this for around $20 to $25. I'll be slightly more aggressive with my price here because the comparables on this one, not as good as the one for Patagonia, but I see in my area people have these on all the time. So it's going to be a sale at some point. Just probably not as fast as the Patagonia. And then here's the chaps vest here, this like very Southwestern style, very colorful. I think it is a, what was this, a woman's extra small. This photographed really great on my back deck. So I have this one, I think, listed for around $20 to $25 as well, but I love it. And there's some decent comparables for this exact style and this exact colorway. So this is wonderful. Again, a very light item, much like the item you just saw previously. Definitely going to snag that. And I'm actually pretty excited to see what Courtney's got in her cart, because I didn't look very closely while we were there, but that thing was full, and I expect that she'll probably be offering some of that in a Whatnot show. She might be listing some of that on eBay. So I encourage you to go over to her channel, check her video out, as we were there at the same day, sourcing on different ends of the store, so to speak. But I'm excited again to see what she's got in there, because I think she has some pretty valuable stuff, some interesting stuff, and I always like to know what I missed, so make sure you check that out. And then I think this is my last piece here. Again, Patagonia number 3. I know it's like getting ridiculous at this point, the amount that is turning up here, but it is what it is. This is like an A-line tennis skirt, beautiful condition, green color. I have it listed for $22. I think I just sold the exact same style in a gray for $20, so $22 I think is more than fair. So last little bit of digging here, and then tomorrow we do the cystic fibrosis walk with my youngest daughter and the family. Thank you to all of you folks who always keep us in your prayers there as we manage that disease. So excited to do that walk tomorrow. And then I think I've got one last little find here for you. Yes, it's this Lord & Taylor cashmere vest. This thing was in great condition here. I have this listed for $30. It's like a minty green color as well. This was sort of an exciting find to kind of cap everything off. So let's throw that in the cart, and we'll tally everything up here in just a second. For those of you who might be new to the channel, I'm running a giveaway right now where the only thing you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. But I have 2 boxes that I'm filling worth of inventory, and once each one of those boxes hits $1,000 in resale value, I'm going to just pick somebody at random and give them away. Right now, we've got about $600 worth of value in each box, and I'm going to add some items into the boxes, and I do this in every video. And again, once they hit the value and I seal them up, we'll give them away. It's going to happen sooner than later at this point, but I'm going to add some items right now. Let's take a look at those. This is going to be all about North Face in this one. So in box number 1, I'm going to put 1 piece in box number 1, and I'm going to put 2 pieces in box number 2. In box number 1, I'm going to put this North Face puffer, and this thing is in fantastic condition. And I want to reiterate, you're not getting my seconds here. Everything that's in this box, I could very easily list and sell in my own eBay store, and I think you long-standing viewers know that already. But this is going to be high-quality stuff. My success is your success. I want you to do well on these items. As for pricing this puffer, this is a woman's size small, I think. I'm going to say $50 on this here, and then the next 2 pieces will go in box number 2, and that's this North Face here. This is a men's medium. I haven't run actual comps on these in a while. Let's say $40 for this. And then this one I sourced in a store a while ago. This is a pretty cool windbreaker that has the branding on the back there. Very nice, lightweight, probably work great in the springtime too. So let's just say 40 for that and 40 for that, $80. So the value for both boxes right now is sitting at, I'm gonna say between $600 and $650, depending on how you price everything. So we're not that far away from sealing these up and giving them away, but that's where we're at right now. So I hope you enjoy those. As for everything you saw me source in today's video, I spent $20. So it was about 10 pounds, and my total listed value for all of those items, including the Patagonia Snap Tee, comes to $440. So another wonderful trip. Courtney, thank you so much. Please head on over to Bolo Buddy's channel, give her a watch, and hit that subscribe button if you want to be included for a chance to win those giveaway boxes. Brendan here, Dad Planet, The One Man Show. I'll see you in the next one.